Hi guys, in this third lesson on drop 2 voicings we're gonna look at some voicings with more extensions and some altered dominance. In the first two lessons I covered just the basic drop 2 voicings for the chords without extensions, so you would get 2, 5, 1 and G would be. And in the second lesson I started talking about how you can add extensions by substituting some of the notes in the voicings with other voicings, and among other things that gave you a 2, 5, 1 with a 9, so that would be something like this. And I'm gonna continue this in this lesson, so we're gonna talk about how we can add even more extensions to this, some other choices, just to give you some ideas about how you can work with it, because in the end you can really make a lot of voicings from this basic drop 2 voicing by starting to substitute different things within the voicing, of course, so that you would take one note and instead of the root you take a 9, instead of the 5 you do an 11, for instance. So let's try and do that for some voicings. Also, we need to cover how to play an altered chord, because I didn't really talk about that yet. So the first thing we're going to do is just to take the A minor voicings, and then we can already add a 9 to it, but then also try and add an 11 by substituting the 5 with the 11. So the A minor voicings that we already know would be these. And what we're going to do now is just, as we did in the second lesson, instead of the root, I'm going to play the 9. So instead of the A, I'm going to play a B. And then instead of the fifth, the E, I'm going to play a D. And then we get these voicings. This one. So in that way we get some really different colors and something that maybe opens up some new sounds, because now when we start moving from one chord to the other, we get sort of these country movements. If I play this chord and move it to an D7 with a 9, I get this on top, which is a nice sort of movement to have within your chords, that you have some parts moving up and some down. But as I talked about, we should also look at some altered dominants, and I think the thing to look at with this is that if we take, I'm going to derive this from the tritone substitution. So if I play, instead of playing a D7, I can play an A flat 7. So instead of playing, you can play. And if I play an A flat 7 with a 9, that would be this voicing. And the observation that I want to make with this is that if I, instead of playing an A flat in the bass, if I play a D in the bass, then actually I have this D7 with a flat 9 and a flat 13. So if I want to play a D7 altered, which is in this case is a D7 with a flat 9 and a flat 13, then I can use this voicing, which we could look at as being an E flat minor 6 or a C half diminished. I think the C half diminished is kind of nice to relate it to, because we are so used to thinking about C half diminished as being something that we play over A flat. The same thing is of course visible here. So that means that this, you probably already know this voicing as a D7 altered. So that's what we're going to do. So basically the D7 altered voicings that we're going to use are these. And one thing that you can do with that is also that you can, instead of playing the flat 9, you can play the sharp 9. So now if I play this with a D root, that's a D7 sharp 9 flat 13. And if I play inversions on that, that's going to be this. So now we have an altered dominant that we can use, and we have a minor 7 with a 9 and 11 that we can use also for the 2 chord. Just to also give you a new idea for the tonic chord, so for the G major chord. We can of course do the same as what we did already with the minor chord. So instead of playing the 5th, we're going to play a sharp 11. So that means that in all the G voicings we're going to substitute the D with a C sharp. And in the second lesson what we concluded was that the voicing that we're using for the G major 7 with a 9 are in fact B minor 7 voicings. That would be these. And for each of those voicings I can just find the D and then move it down to a C sharp. If I do that, then I get these voicings. So to try and put this all together, then now we have a new version of a 2 chord, we have a new version of the 5 chord, which is the 5 altered, and we have major 7 sharp 11 that we can use for the 1 chord. If I put those together in cadences, then you get this. Those were the cadences. Just to continue also with the thread that I already started with the 2 other lessons, I'm gonna give you an example of how you can play the first 16 bars of Autumn Leaves with these voicings, just to put it into a context. It can be really interesting probably to also try and play the different lessons after each other, just to hear how the voicings are changing and how much is happening with the sound, because already with these sharp 11 voicings on the tonic chord, you're getting some sounds that are already kind of far away from what you just normally hear. It's really a choice in terms of sound. But let's check that out. Just to go over what I played. The first voicing, the C minor. This is the standard drop 2 C minor voicing, and what I did was just I substituted the 5th, the G, with an F. I didn't use the 9 in this case because you get this voicing, and it's kind of tricky to play up here, and it's also not so nice there with flat 9 interval. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And in this case I thought, well, it doesn't work, so I did this one. F sharp altered, which is just the E flat half diminished in an inversion. And then the B flat major 7 with a sharp 11, fairly straightforward. This is the B flat major 7 with a 9, which is a D minor voicing, and then instead of the F I'm playing the E, so I get this voicing. The E flat major 7 is just the G minor voicing, so nothing's happening really. The same is the case with the A half diminished. The F7, sorry, the D7 altered is, so we have our C half diminished voicing here, and then instead of the flat 9, the E flat, I'm playing the sharp 9. The G minor 6 with a 9 voicing, which I covered last time, and then just without the 9. Instead of the A, I'm playing the G again. Then we get down to the second 8 bars, so we're coming back to the C minor 7. Here I'm using this C minor 9/11 voicing, and then we're going to this F7 altered voicing, which is in keeping with the. In fact, this is straight out of the the fourth example of the cadences, but then just in B flat, not in G. On the E flat major 7, I'm using the G minor again, but I substituted the fifth, the B flat. So that's the fifth relative to E flat, of course, with the 13, because you can do that too. So instead of playing an E flat major 7 with a 9, I'm playing an E flat major 9/13, since I have both the 7th and the 13, 9, 3rd. The A half diminished is this one, and here I substituted the 3rd with the 11th, which is quite normal to do on these types of chords. I think in the context, the fact that you have this in there, like, you don't really need the 3rd as long as you have the rest of the chord. It'll still, in the context of a G minor cadence, it'll still give you the sound. The D7 altered. Again, this is the C half diminished voicing, or E flat minor 6, whatever you're more comfortable with. And then instead of the E flat, I'm playing an F in the voicing, so I get a sharp 9. And then I'm resolving that to this G minor 6, and down to this G minor 6 with a 9. These examples are of course just demonstrations of how I use it and what you can do with it. And the point is, of course, that you try to use that in whatever songs you're playing, that you're trying to apply it to the stuff that you're working on, to get it really into your system. I hope that you can use the stuff that I gave you here. If you like this lesson, then please like it here on YouTube. And of course you can subscribe to my channel. I make a lesson pretty much every week. If you want to have the examples that I went over here as a PDF, then you can go to my website and download that there. It's a free download. You can also subscribe to my newsletter when you're there, if you want to get an email notification when I make new lessons and I put other things up, and upcoming CD releases, that kind of thing. I'm also working on getting my webshop implemented. It's not running too well right now, but it should be up quite soon and working quite well. It's sort of working now, but it's not as automatic as I would want it to be. But I'm going to be adding more lessons to that, so if you want to see, check out some extensions to the stuff that I'm doing here. The lessons that are there are sort of how I apply this on songs, and so it's sort of going to be stuff that's on top of what I'm doing with these YouTube lessons that are for free. So you can check it out. I mean, I'll have a link to it. You can look at what's there. In any case, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, remarks, comments, complaints, then leave them here in the video. And of course, you can also get in touch with me on social media, so Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, Google+, and let me know there. It's really nice to hear what you guys think, and I'm be happy to help you if you have any questions about these lessons. So thank you for watching, and until next week.